Every day I help people just like you reverse insulin resistance. And we all know somebody who's struggling with this, or maybe you're even struggling yourself. But the good news is that we don't have to look any further than our kitchen spice rack in order to start edging our physiology in the right direction, reversing this insulin resistance problem. Let me show you which spices work best. But before we get started, I'm Dr. Zyrowski, and I started my holistic health practice in order to help you take control of your health naturally, because true health only comes naturally. Hey wellness warriors, this first spice I'm going to talk about, you have to be a little bit careful with it. I heard about how good it was for you, so I went to the store and I bought a big chunk of it. I broke a piece off, threw it into a smoothie, blended it up, and I remember taking my first big gulp of it and just my eyes got big and I was like, oh, this is horrible. Well, it was a little bit overwhelming because this spice I'm talking about is ginger. Now, ginger has an incredibly powerful flavor that I find that a lot of people either love or hate. I personally like it, just not in an enormous dose in my smoothie. Now, regardless of what your taste buds think of ginger, what the research shows is that it's incredibly powerful in order to help you reverse insulin resistance due to its active component known as gingerol. In this particular study, ginger enhanced glucose uptake in the skeletal muscle, therefore reducing the blood sugar. Now, there's a couple ways I like to use this in my home. First of all, you can of course have ginger in your spice rack, so you can just use it in any type of dish. The other thing that you can do is you can buy a chunk of ginger and use very small amounts of it in a smoothie, blend it up, and of course get the positive effects from that. And then lastly, the other way I like to use ginger in my home is you buy a jar of organic ginger juice, and you can use this in a mixture with apple cider vinegar and just really add some fuel to the power that apple cider vinegar already offers in reducing blood sugar, so that you can have the most profound impact in reversing insulin resistance with simple at-home ingredients. This next spice we're going to talk about is going to turn everything yellow, and it's very popular in Indian cuisine. Now, it's beloved by those in the health community because it wields such a powerful benefit when it comes to not only reversing insulin resistance, but also your entire bodily health. This is turmeric. Turmeric has an active compound in it called curcumin, which is a powerful antioxidant and also a very powerful anti-inflammatory. And this comes in as a complete powerhouse when it comes to reducing the low-grade chronic inflammation that's associated with insulin resistance. I personally like to add this spice in whenever I can. Sometimes I'll put it in smoothies, but for the most part I cook with it. Turmeric has a profound ability to help reduce the amount of sugar in the blood, which is a big win for anybody who's trying to improve insulin sensitivity. But when we look overall at some of the top spices that nature has to offer in order to help you improve your health, turmeric is at the top of the list. And this is why I not only cook with it, but I also even supplement with it daily, because this is what allows for me and many of my patients to get all the research-backed benefits that turmeric has to offer. And this is so important because many people are turning directly to the medication with having no knowledge of nature's remedies that works in many cases just as good as the medication, but without the side effects. What I'll do is I'll put a link in the description to the vitamins that I use as part of my insulin resistance protocols. All right, let's go ahead and talk about the next spice in your kitchen, which is great for insulin resistance. And let me tell you, as I'm going through these, I'm thinking to myself, well, I'm really glad I love the flavor of most of these spices I'm talking about. Now, this one in particular is great in most dishes. It has very potent medicinal properties and actually is highly nutritious. This is garlic. Garlic has been shown to increase insulin secretion and also have antioxidant properties that improve insulin sensitivity. Now, when I was growing up, the only way I think that I ever ate garlic was in the way of like garlic toast or eating garlic bagels. But now I love to use like minced garlic. I like to use garlic cloves and even garlic powder on some of my favorite dishes and sauteed vegetables. It's a great beneficial spice that you can use to not only help improve your insulin sensitivity, but also reduce inflammation in the body. The next spice that we're going to talk about is certainly one of my favorites, and is probably one of the most loved spices that people use in their kitchen, especially with the holidays coming up right around the corner. Now, this is cinnamon, and is one of the most highly researched spices that's out there that has been shown to bring down your blood sugar through several different mechanisms. The first way that it does this is cinnamon actually mimics the effects of insulin. and this has a tremendous impact on the cell's ability to uptake glucose. One study showed that cinnamon alone was able to reduce fasting blood sugar between 10 and 29%, which is huge. The second mechanism at work is cinnamon actually has the ability to decrease the amount of glucose entering the bloodstream with every meal. It does this by slowing the digestion of carbohydrates in the digestive tract. The third way cinnamon supports bringing down your blood sugar is actually by making insulin more sensitive, allowing it to do its job. In the case of insulin resistance, the cells resist insulin and they're not able to effectively bring sugar into the cell. By using cinnamon, it increases that sensitivity, and therefore, if the sugar can get into the cell, the blood sugar is lowered. I like to use cinnamon in smoothies, tea, coffee. I'll make a chia seed pudding and use it in that. And I like it in many different low carb desserts. It just adds a great flavor to them. Now, according to the research, if we want to improve insulin sensitivity, we want to use about 1 to 2 teaspoons of cinnamon every day. Now that you know which spices are the best for insulin resistance, let me show you which exercises are the best. Watch this video right here. Insulin resistance being simple, it's really not. It's more of a complex issue in the body. It's affecting your heart, it's affecting your entire body and the way it functions. So we want to not only lose the fat, but improve our cardiovascular health, improve our metabolic health.